My name is Reverend Donna Maurer, and I'm the spiritual leader of the Sonoran Desert Center for Spiritual Living in Amado, Arizona. I'm here on Zoom with our music director, Heather O'Day, and John Lopez, who is serving as our practitioner of the day. We do thank you for sharing your time with us, and Heather's going to ring the bells that open our service.
Good morning. I'm Heather O'Day. I'm the music director at the Sonoran Desert Center. Let's ring our bells and begin our service.
Hello. Thank you, Heather. It's my pleasure to be here today. My name is John Lopez, and please join me in our opening invocation. If you wish, I invite you to sit back, relax, ease into your chair. If you wish, you can close your eyes. And know with me now that there is only God everywhere and equally present, filling all space. It lives, moves, and has its being in, through, and as all creation, including you and me. We are divine, perfect expressions of spirit, and we are one with it and with each other. So in this unity, I declare and affirm that this service is already a perfect divine idea in the mind of God, and it manifests perfectly now through Heather's beautiful spirit-inspired music and the God-inspired words of Reverend Donna. This service is blessed, whole, perfect, and complete now. And so with gratitude, I release it into divine mind and anchor it by saying, and so it is. Namaste.
Thank you, John. I see the beauty of you. I feel the joy of you. I know the grace of you. You are magnificent. I see the beauty in me. I feel the joy in me. I know the grace of me. I am magnificent. Let's do we. I see the beauty of us. I feel the joy of us. I know the grace of us. You are magnificent. We are magnificent.
Thank you, Heather. And that's an original piece by Heather. We're so blessed to have you. Monday is Memorial Day. It's often celebrated with picnics, and it's associated with school closings for the summer, local pools opening, and of course the NASCAR and Indy 500 car races. And this year we're going to see some tentative openings of pools, beaches, other areas where people tend to gather. In all of this, the original reason for Memorial Day gets lost in the festivities. In the year 2000, wanting to remember and renew the legacy of Memorial Day, originally established in 1868, Congress enacted the moment of remembrance. It asked that we all stop at 3 p.m., our local time, and for 1 minute remember those men and women who gave their lives so we can enjoy the freedom we have today. The original press release announcement from 2000 opened with these words: "As Memorial Day approaches, it is time to pause and consider the true meaning of this holiday. Memorial Day represents one day of national awareness and reverence, honoring those Americans who died while defending our nation and its values. While we should honor these heroes every day for the profound contribution they have made to securing our nation's freedom, we should honor them especially on Memorial Day." So I do hope we each pause at 3 p.m. on Memorial Day to honor our freedom as a legacy left by these men and women. And because of Memorial Day and its true significance, our topic today is our spiritual search for contribution. Stephen Covey was one of the most notable speakers and authors on principle-centered living. And though his best-selling books were published in the mid-1990s, they continue to be go-to handbooks for providing an empowering philosophy for creating a well-lived life. The subtitle to his book, First Things First, is to live, to love, to learn, to leave a legacy. And Mr. Covey says that these are the 4 basic needs of every human being. He describes the need to live as our physical needs: food, clothing, shelter, health, economic well-being. The need to love is our social need to relate to other people, to belong, to love, and to be loved. The need to learn is our mental need to develop and grow. And the need to leave a legacy is our spiritual need to have a sense of meaning, purpose, personal congruence, and contribution. He says, fulfilling these 4 needs in an integrated way is like combining elements in chemistry. When we reach a critical mass of integration, we experience spontaneous combustion, an explosion of inner synergy that ignites the fire within and gives passion, vision, and a spirit of adventure to life. And he says that it is this fire within that enables us to say yes to life wholeheartedly. The key that ignites this fire within is our spiritual need to leave a legacy, because that need to leave a legacy transforms the other needs into capacities for contribution. So they become avenues through which we live our legacy, through which our contributions make positive impacts on the world around us. And this need to leave a legacy is not about outer accomplishments. It's really about living life fully, guided by values that transcend accomplishments, putting first those things that matter to our heart and soul. It is about seeing others through the lens of connection, compassion, and empathy. I don't think that you and I necessarily set out to make a contribution to the world, but I think as time goes by, our need to express those deeper values outweigh our need for material gain. Our life matters, as everything that we say and do is a deposit into our legacy. So creating our legacy is a pathway resulting in a deep sense of significance. We recognize that our influence comes from who we authentically are at the core of our being, and we shift from acquiring our legacy to living it. So I think it might be wise in our personal meditation to consider some of the values that we want to leave behind. As a real legacy of our life is an accumulation of the tens and thousands of daily moral, ethical, and spiritual choices that we make each day. What do we want said about us at our celebration of life? Now, I found a list of values to consider, and I thought I'd share a few with you today. They're really good jump-off points to meditate on and perhaps do some journaling about. The first one is acting from integrity. So with others, do I endeavor to act in the best interest of all parties involved and exercise integrity with my personal and business dealings? And if I find those places where I have not acted in integrity with someone else, do I have the courage to come forward, ask forgiveness, and take appropriate action to right my wrongs? With myself, do my insides match my outside? Are there places or times when I've sabotaged my own inner integrity in order to fit in order to please others? When our words don't match our actions, we lose a measure of healthy ownership and control over our lives. Over time, it can undermine our relationships, chip away at our sense of self, and decrease our personal power. And when a reporter asked Gandhi what message he wanted to give to the world, Gandhi replied, "My life is my message." And is that something I can say about me? Taking responsibility. Am I blaming other people or outside circumstances for my mistakes or problems? And when I experience discomfort in a relationship, can I see the role I played and admit to my part? Letting go of blame doesn't justify other people's unfair actions. It doesn't ignore life's hardships. But the truth is that my life, your life, isn't about them. It's about us. And when we stop blaming and instead take personal responsibility for our actions and reactions, we find ourselves centered and at peace with the world. Thinking and speaking positively. Do I do my best to focus on the positive attributes of others and of myself? Do I avoid gossip, excusing myself from conversations that are derogatory of others? Do I look for the good in each experience, knowing that while the experience is less than wonderful, somewhere in it may be a gift or blessing? Now, a group of us meet on Zoom on Monday mornings. We call it Coffee with the Rev. And several people joining us are members who have moved or living in their summer residences and would not be able to come to a meeting in person. So we talked about the blessings of Zoom, that out of the need to shelter inside because of COVID-19, technology has given us a forum where we can see and talk to each other across the miles. A favorite statement of my friend and colleague, Reverend Bob Bailey, was always to look for the good and praise it. We know that what we focus on will eventually manifest in our world of affairs. Looking for the good is not being a Pollyanna. It's not ignoring the facts in front of us. But it is calling forth the good that is inherent in all things, even when it is invisible to us. Another one is leading with curiosity. Am I open to all kinds of outcomes? When things don't go my way, can I act as a third-party observer and try to see my situation from a state of curiosity rather than disappointment? We lose our curiosity when we are disappointed. We have expectations to play golf with friends, but an hour before tee-off, heavy rains begin. At that moment, we're at choice point. We can choose to let disappointment ruin our day, or we can put our curiosity into play and find something else that may be just as satisfying. How about a game of Scrabble, or finally cleaning out that overfilled closet? When our curiosity is triggered, we think more deeply and rationally about decisions. And so therefore we come up with more creative solutions. And that's because we've opened up to let new ideas in, no longer hanging on to an unmet expectation. Albert Einstein said, the important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. One cannot help but be in awe when he contemplates the mysteries of eternity, of life, of the marvelous structure of reality. It is enough if one tries merely to comprehend a little of this mystery every day. Never lose a holy curiosity. Seeing life as an adventure. Am I engaging in life with passion? Do I see the extraordinary in the ordinary? Or am I letting fear of the unknown keep me from moving out of my comfort zones? At our practitioner meeting last month, we shared our immediate intentions so that we could pray for each other. And mine was to set aside the fear around all of this technology I'm having to learn so that I can see it as an adventure and find the fun in it. And slowly that is happening for me. I now look forward to joining Zoom meetings and to setting up my own. In his book, Spiritual Liberation, Dr. Michael Beckwith calls us spiritual adventurers. He said, declare that you are an adventurer in consciousness, traversing this three-dimensional realm to behold the wonders of creation. Then you will no longer be a passive tourist in your life. So today I've covered integrity, responsibility, positive thoughts and words, curiosity, and seeing life as an adventure. There's a lot of other core values that we might want to include in the legacy that we are leaving, to take a look at it, see where we are on our path. All you have to do is Google core values and you'll find a gazillion places to look. So as you and I contemplate the legacy we are leaving by the life we are living right now, I want to close with the words of our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes. Let us merge with the stream of life, becoming one with everything that lives, freely giving, asking nothing in return, expecting neither recognition nor compensation other than the joy of giving. And we will find an expansion of the self, which we had never dreamed possible. We will find that the gifts which we had so long and earnestly sought after are already in our possession. And I add that not only are these gifts in our possession right now, but we share them freely as our spiritual contribution, our legacy to the world. Thank you. Namaste.
This is a song called I Know Who You Really Are by Richard McDeesey and Sue Riley. I know who you really are. I see it in your eyes. Oh, you are a shining star. I know who you really are. I know who you're here to be. I see it in your eyes. A light for the world to see. I know who you're here to be. You're here to be the one. You're here to make it fun. You've really got my head spinning. You brighten every room, but always leave too soon. And this is just the beginning. I know who you really are. I see it in your eyes. Oh, you are a shining star. I know who you really are.
Thank you, Heather. And thank you for joining us today. You know, if we were at the Sonoran Desert Center, this would be the time in our Sunday service where we share our offering with the affirmation, my gift goes forth to bless and prosper all it touches. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source of my supply. I share generously of my good, knowing that it returns to me abundantly. We would like to continue our messages and would appreciate your financial support. Please visit our website, www.cslaz.org, and click on the donate button. And we thank you for your consideration. And now I'm turning our services over to John for our closing affirmative prayer.
Here we are. Thank you, Donna, for that wonderful, inspiring message. And Heather, always your songs are right on the mark. And so, right here, right now, I recognize the divine power that is everywhere present, all good, all the time, filling all space. I feel it, I know it, I am one with it. I feel and know Spirit working in, as, and through me, allowing me to know that all is well right here and right now in this moment. And so I speak my word of wellness. I know that each one of us leaves a legacy just by being here, just by being alive, that our life is our message. I know, declare, and affirm that this divine presence exists in each and every one of us here and throughout the world. It is all good all the time and independent of any existing conditions or circumstances. I know that this is God's principle, and it is the foundation upon which we base our lives, knowing that God is everywhere present. All good, continuously, in my life and in the lives of everyone, working, moving, living in and as and throughout all people. And so with deep gratitude and thanksgiving, I release my word, this truth, into subjective mind for immediate manifestation in the highest, best good for all concerned. I declare it done, and together we say, and so it is.